understand how I last so long. I must have superpowers. Rap for 26, 25,000 hours. Where that from? Out of my sight. I must have superpowers. Rap for 25, 63,000 hours. Ay. I go on and on. Don't understand how I go so long. I must have superpowers. Rap for 2,605,000 hours. Ay. Hoo 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 hoo. Hey, hey, hey. Oh. Banger alert, banger alert. Banger alert, banger alert, hey, banger alert, banger alert, woo, banger alert, cha, bang, cha, bang, yeah, bang, woo, bang, woo, yeah, boop, bop, beep, bop, boop, bop, bam. Hello. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody feeling? How's the day going? How is everybody tonight? How's the world feeling today? Good. That's what I like to hear. Feeling good, feeling great. I am on a pain medication right now. I'm on a pain medication right now. What's going on? So, yeah. A little bit of a pain medication. Jacksonville, Florida. That's what I like to hear. So, today, I've been thinking about how I can stream and get my videos out. So, I've been thinking about that. Because that's a big issue. A lot of you guys want me to stream, but I also want to make videos all day. Because all I do all day is make videos. That's pretty much it. That's all I've been feeling. That's about it. So, I decided I'm probably going to do videos. Live. I'm going to do videos live. That's probably what I'm thinking about right now. So that's my thought process right now. This is what I'm thinking about doing. So yeah. How we feeling about that? Videos, that aspect. Think about videos live. We doing good with that? Good idea? Great? No? Maybe so? How you feeling about that idea? What's the consensus? In the hell yeah? Take as much time as you need. All right, so it's gonna be stories. It's basically just gonna be stories. It's basically gonna be stories. That's what will be the main corpus of what we're gonna be doing today is stories. I'm going to do like 20 stories. Yeah, let's do the very first thing we're past crazy. So yeah, what's going on? What's going on, Mariah? How's it hanging? All right, I guess we'll kick it off. There I was, young, black, and sultry, just minding my black business. And then, what did I discover? I discovered that my mother had petitioned me to go to the psych ward. Now, naturally, I'm not a stranger to going to the psych ward. I naturally belong there. It's my breeding grounds, somewhere I belong to be. So, I proceed to get carried off and whisked away by the ambulance all the way to the old psycho ward. And I decide to myself, well, I might as well cause a fracas. Now, I'm known in the psych ward for always instigating. I love instigating inside the psych ward. So they have a bunch of rules specifically for me, different than rules for everybody else. They tell me what I can and can't do. I'm not allowed to do specific things. I can't crack jokes because my jokes lead to fights. Can't do specific things. However, they put me in a gender-combined psych ward. Now, naturally, you should never be in a gender-combined psych ward. It's very dangerous to see crazy men with crazy women. You never know what's going to happen. People can start spraggling around. So I am naturally just minding my black business inside the psych ward. Then, everybody is terrified of one woman inside the psych ward. Now I'm confused why they're all scared of this one woman. I don't know what's going on. Everybody keeps telling me, don't talk to her. Don't talk to her? Little old Miss Stickums over there, little Miss Wonderbread, little bakery rocket in the back seat. I can't talk to her. And they say, yeah, don't talk to her. She's bad news. Bad news? Well, I don't read the news, nor do I watch it. I don't care what's good or bad about the news. She's bad. And I'm talking about Michael Jackson. So I say to myself, well, I think I'm going to go talk to her. And the staff member grabs me by the arm, pulls me. I'm like, what'd I do? He said, don't talk to her. I said, what? Why? She eats soap. I didn't realize that was a psych ward offense to just partake in soap. I didn't realize that was a thing. No one told me that. No one has told me this natural assumption that you can't eat soap. I thought this was America. I thought you were allowed to eat soap. So I was confused and just completely annihilated. I said, well, all right then. I guess I won't talk to her. However, by all means, there was a travel soap inside the bathroom. I put that in my pocket because I needed to get some information from her. So I walk up to her and I say, hey, they said I can't talk to you. And she says, yeah. Yeah. And I'm confused because she's breathing real heavy because I think she smells the soap on me. She can feel it in my body. And I say, I got something for you. And I put the soap, I give it to her. She says, oh my God, soap. She's immediately awestruck by the soap. I'm excited because now I get to see what everybody was so scared of. She grips the soap in her hand, just starts munching on it like a chipmunk. I said, huh? She says, I'm going to do something for you. I said, okay. Now I'm scared. I'm horrified. I didn't want this to happen. Now I'm in her debt. More so, she's in my debt. I don't want anything from this woman. I just wanted to see what would happen. I'm a curious little lad. I'm a little bit of a miscreant myself. However, I didn't realize that this was the next course of action that was going to happen. Lo and behold, how the psych ward was set up, I could see outside of my door, and she was close to my door. I could see her as well. She wasn't that far. The person I was staying with had a pee jug. And he just has pee jug, just a genuine pee jug. And he just kind of played with the pee jug most of the day, so I didn't really mind him. The pee jug guy was just chilling. He was cool. Don't worry about him. She sees me across the way, and she's mouthing words. I don't know what she's saying, but she's mouthing them. And she says, okay, all right, okay, what are you saying? And she takes the soap and shivs it into what I can only imagine. What I can only imagine is a knife of some sort. And she tries to carve my name into her. Now, this is the cute part. She got the soap really sharp. Didn't know soap could get this sharp. She ended up actually grazing the skintle. She actually getting past the skin receptors. That's what she ended up doing. Messed up part about this whole thing is she spelled my name wrong. She spelled my name wrong, and she said, we're together now. I'm baffled. I'm flabbergasted. I'm just distraught and destroyed that she decided to shiv soap into a fine tool to harm me. I don't know if she was trying to harm me or maybe she was trying to get the aspect of that. Maybe that's what she was trying to do. I have no idea. I have no idea what she was trying to do. No clue. But that deeply messed me up. It messed up my week, my day, and my time. And then next day, we're in the little area where we all draw and do our little crafts and artistry things. And she's come up to me and saying, got any more soap, baby? And nobody spoke to her. She was a mutant. Nobody spoke to this woman. And she said, you got some more soap? And I said, no. And she said, aw, I assumed you had more soap. I need that. I need the soap. And she's breathing heavy down my neck. And her breath is hot. Her breath is magma to my neck. It's hot breath. How you eat soap and your breath stink? I don't know how it's possible. But she was like, when I get out of here, we should hang out. And I said, oh, cool. My mom called me at 3 o'clock that day because there's a specific time you can call in the psych ward. And I said, hey, Ma, I calmed down now. You should get me out of here, because I think this woman's going to stab me in my sleep with soap. I think you should probably get me out of here. This isn't a safe environment for me. She said, well, maybe you should have thought about that. And she just complained to me and just yelling at me. So naturally, my black self, I hang up the phone because I don't know about this whole situation. This whole situation's bad. And I go to the staff and I say, hey, buddy, can you give me some witness protection? And they say, we don't have witness protection here. This is a psych ward. And I said, yeah, but I think I need it. That lady over there wants to end my existence. And they said, did you give her soap? And I said, maybe I did. Well, what about it? And they say, you shouldn't have gave her soap. Shouldn't have done that. Next day, she has more soap. I don't know how she got more soap. These people are not efficient with hiding soap from her. She found it 2 days in a row without my help. Don't know what's going on. She ended up putting the soap where the sun don't shine and looking at me. Eyeball to eyeball. Locked eyes. We are locked in. I'm confused. I say to myself, I think you shouldn't do that, is what I think. I think that's just not right, is what I assume. I think that's wrong. I think you should not do that. This is the worst part. She's egregiously thick. Body T, one might say. She built bodaciously, vivaciously. She built chronologically, because she's built in time immemorial. And I couldn't do it. I just when she was doing that, looking at me, I said, I feel like that's bad for your pH. Personally, that just feels wrong. That's just my perception. I feel like perhaps you should not do that. And she was yelling at me while it was happening. She said, don't look away. I was like, okay. You know the crazy part about this is the second time that this near exact situation has happened, because another situation like this happened. It was soap as well. Is soap that delectable? I feel like soap isn't that coveted of a delicacy. I feel like I've missed something in the soap Olympics. I feel like somebody just naturally didn't tell me that soap was a coveted thing for people to eat. Nobody told me this. This is news. This is all news to me. I feel like maybe, this is just my perception, that you should not eat soap. That's just me personally. I feel like, because I have soap. I have soap right here, actually. I have soap. This is soap. I bit it because I was thinking about her today. I bit the soap. I just feel like you should not have soap. That just feels crazy to me. You shouldn't eat soap. I just feel like it feels nuts. I don't, she gross. I have watched Avatar, but it's not nice to assume things. But I have heard about the show with the Earthbender. Yes, I have heard about the new Avatar. Seems rude to. I don't know. It feels rude to assume. It's like assuming I watch anime. Do I watch anime? Yes, but the assumption is not nice. I don't know. I feel like this feels wrong. What flavor soap is this? Flavor soap is crazy. This is orange creamsicle. Orange creamsicle soap. Orange creamsicle. Feels messed up. So Dark Blade, how's it hanging? How's it going? Good day. Good to see you. It's all right. Okay. All right. That's interesting statements. Very interesting. I don't know. Did you eat it? It's crazy. That's nuts. Death with bite is nuts. Toes are healed. Y'all just saying words. Y'all just saying words. That makes it say toes are healed is nuts. That's crazy. That's nuts. That's psychotic. That's just generally psychotic. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's okay. I'm goofing around. You know, I'm just goofing. Don't worry. It's goofing. Don't worry. I'm excited for the show. Yeah, I farted. Have you been in a crazy relationship? I have been in a crazy relationship. You know what? I'll tell you one of the crazier relationships that I've been in. I'll tell you that. Here goes a fun little story. Back in the heyday of my youth, when I was less black than I am right now, and more so just a little bit caramel skinned, I decided to get into a relationship with a woman of Spanish descent. Now, I didn't know if she was Nicaraguan, didn't know if she was Puerto Rican, didn't know if she was Mexican. No idea what race of Spanish she was, but I knew that when she got mad at me, I was not understanding whatever she was going to say. I knew that for a fact. One day, I'm minding my black business, just minding my black business. And she says, oh, you should come over to my parents' house. Now, I never met her parents yet. But I knew that her dad was an aggressive man. That's all I knew. And she always talked about how aggressive her father was, how hard and just strict the man was, how definitive he was as a human being. So she says, and if you mess up here, if you don't do everything I say, it's going to be bad for you. And then she sent a picture of a knife. Now, that is a horrifying, that's a threat. That's a genuine threat. I don't know why she did that. I don't know why. That made me pucker a little bit down on my lower cord. My chocolate starfish puckered a little bit. Don't know why that happened. But I was ready for it. I was deeply ready for it. I know I was. I was ready for it. So, what happens after that? I pop on over. I put on those big Mexican hats. I braided my hair, put on one of those big Mexican hats. I look like the dude from Coco. You know the movie Coco? What color is the sky? I'm your more. I can look like dude from Coco. I come in there very disrespectfully clothed. And she said, really? I said, yeah, this was $75. What's up? And she said, well, you're here. You're here. So I said, cool. The dad, he's wearing a white beater, sweats, and a do-rag. He dressed like how I'm supposed to be dressed. We reversed roles today. But the dad looked at me and he started panicking a little bit. He sweat a little bit. I'm concerned. I don't know why he's sweating when he saw me. I'm a little perplexed. Maybe it's because my fit is hard. I don't know why. But then I look at him closer. And I realized I had met this man before. I seen this man before. This what caught me off guard. This what messed me up for a loop. I saw this man because he tapped me on Grindr. I seen this man before because he had tried to match with me on Grindr and Tinder when I set it to men 40 up. I've seen this man on Tinder before. We've had conversations to and fro. I've seen this man countless of times. So I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, if I tell my girl I've stabbed her father provocatively, she's going to stab me lethally. I'm just absolutely scared. I said, whoopty daisy, because I've linked with him before. I've linked. Legend of Zelda, we have linked. That's what has happened. So I think to myself, well, no escaping this one. So he says, hey, brother, it's a pleasure to see you. And I remember that sultry little voice. I've heard that sultry little voice scream before. I know these roads. I built these roads. I've been here before. I know what he is. I felt the inner confines of how he operated. I've rubbed his tummy. I've rubbed his tummy. I know what he is. And I said, pleasure to finally meet you, sir. I greet him as if I'm scaling Girl Scout cookies, and I shake his hand. He says, yeah, pleasure to meet you. A link was made in the past indeed. A pleasure to meet you. So, you're dating my daughter? I said, yes, I am dating this lovely woman. And then she looks at me and says, yeah, we're going to get married. Lo and behold, I don't think we're going to get married. I don't think that's a real statement. That seems to be a bit much. I think we're not going to get, that seems like a bit of a stretch. And I'm talking about Monkey D. Luffy. That's a stretch. That's a bit much. And she's saying, okay, I'm going to go cook the tacos. You guys have fun and talk to each other. Oh, we've had fun before. We've had fun before. Don't worry. We'll talk to each other. He says, hey, man, you got to leave. I'm like, I can't. I was invited here, and I have nothing. I cleared out my entire schedule, and I bought this $75 Mexican suit. There's no universe in which I could leave. And he says, brother, okay, we cannot bring up the fact that you have. And I said, you have a daughter and a wife. Why is you have a daughter and a wife? Why would you ever hit up me, the perfect chocolate man? Why would you do that? Why would you? That is an insane thing to do and bring up to me. Why are you putting this burden upon my soul? But I feel like God sends us challenges. The God sends us challenges in life. I feel like the great one above sends us all struggles that we all have to deal with as people. And I personally love to make those struggles twice as bad. So I say, you know what? I'll make it sure because your daughter said that she would actively hit me with the force of a sharp object if I mess with her in any capacity, if I mess this up. So I say, I got you. He says, thank you. So we have dinner, and I'm saying, I talk to the mom. She's a very lovely woman. She looks just like the daughter, just less young. That's a stupid way to phrase it. She's thicker than the daughter, if I could phrase it that way. I would date the mom. I'm trying to go through the whole family at this point, realistically. That's my thought process. I feel like I can get through the whole family because they all messed up. That's how I feel. That's my thought process. I feel like I can. I feel like the mom, the husband's already cheating on her, so I feel like I'm good. That's fair to me. I feel like I can get the whole family. I feel there's nothing stopping me. So I'm, saying, you look so good. What are you her older sister? She says, oh, stop it. I know what I'm doing. I know these words work. I know the husband's not touching her because I'm touching the husband. I'm fine. I'm great. I'm Tony the Tiger. I'm great. I own the family at this point. I'm great. This is a black man owning the Mexican traits. I'm not gonna talk about that. But so I'm thinking to myself, well. I'm eating the tacos and I ate the taco and I said, this taco is amazing. And she says, is it? I said, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm locking eyes with her. And the daughter is like, you guys are getting along so well. Because the daughter trusts me, not knowing that I'm breaking up with her in 3 days. Like, she trusts me with her whole chest. She trusts everything. So that's great. That's good. So I'm having a great time. And the dad is panicking. He can't even eat food because he's so nauseous because I'm in the presence of him. He said, I think I'm going to lay down. I said, that's cool. So I end up talking to the daughter, things of that variety. And she's talking about like, oh, we're having a wedding here. We're going to go to Puerto Rico. I said, oh, she's Puerto Rican. And then the mom says, why would you go to Puerto Rico? You're not Puerto Rican. And I said, what race of Mexican is she? I still don't know. No one told me what race of Mexican, because there's different races. What race of Mexican? What race of Spanish she was? I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm just, confused, perplexed, black. So my thought process is, okay. And the daughter goes to sleep, and I end up talking to the mom. I'm like, so what's it like being married to, because I was talking to him a little bit. He seems like he doesn't respect you. Using my natural manipulation tactics, to talk to a mom. And she says, oh, I'm not as young as I used to be anymore. And I said, you are so beautiful for being not so young. Are you sure? I'm just doing what every young black man does when he wants to talk to a mom and just hyping her up because I'm evil. So that's what I was doing, just doing that. And she was like, oh, but you're dating my daughter. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she said, oh, nothing. That's how, when I heard, oh, you're dating my daughter, I knew that the whole family was messed up. I knew there was a reason these two were together. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. And it was crazy. So, I end up breaking up with her 3 days later. She has a crash out deeply. She crashes her car into the side of her own house, and that puts her in the hospital. And the dad ends up having a drinking panic. So the dad's having a drinking panic, and the daughter's in the hospital. I broke up with her. That allows me to go in and talk to the mom. So I'm talking to the mom because she's now going through an emotional turmoil. The dad's drunk, and the daughter is actively messed up. So I ended up Goompling the mom. Bada bing, bada boom. So that's what happened there. So that was a fun little situation there. So that's fun for me. So I guess that's the little fun situation. That's just a fun little story. Just a fun little tale from my life. Fun little tale. I guess that would be a crazy. I guess it is live. This is live. School tomorrow. I don't know if I should sleep. You should sleep. You should go to bed. This is your 40 acres and a mule. No regrets. This is your 40 acres and a mule. That's the craziest. Who would I pick out of the three? The mom. It'll go the mom, the dad, and then the daughter. The daughter's the worst out of the three. That's pretty nice. He's a very good man. So that's the situation there. So yeah, I was slick with it. How are you so good at storytelling? I don't know if I'm good at storytelling. I think horrible things have happened. If she has siblings, 100%. Tell you what, I'll tell you a fun little situation. You guys ready for another little story? You crazy work, Dark Blade. You guys ready for another fun little story? All right, let me get some water. Need a little water in my system. Hold on. EVM, I'm gonna upload these separate as YouTube videos, so just get used to that. It'll be the whole thing. All right. One time I went to a corner store and I was just trying to get some bags of Cheetos because I'm a black man that loves Cheetos. Much like every black man on the planet, the government made hot Cheetos to keep me capitalized, stuck in the chip loop. So I'm picking up some hot Cheetos, and the Arabic man, best friend by the way, love him to death, he says, "Oh, I'll give you a discount." I said, "A discount? In this economy? You're a good man." He said, "Yeah." He said he'll give me 4 bags of chips for $1. And that's what it used to be. This was at the height of when bags of chips were 3 for $1. He said he'll give me 4 for $1 because I come in so much. So I appreciate him so much. So I'm vibing, rocking out, just chilling. So what happens after this? Another man comes in, and I can feel the spiritual pressure change in the air. I can feel it. I'm like, what's going on? I felt music start playing in the back of my head. I knew what was going on. I'm a little bit confused. I say, what's happening? What? Huh? And the Middle Eastern man running the store, he says, "I think he has a gun." Think? You better be certain about that. You can't just be making assumptions about somebody. It's wrong to assume. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Sadly, this headline was the entire article because the man immediately said, "Everybody get down." Oh no, we're not dancing. He wants you to get really down. This is horrible. He's not talking about having a hold down, roll down. He's ruining my life. So I immediately say, okay. Now I don't want to be here at all. So I don't care about the robbery that's going on. And there's bulletproof glass right there. The man running the corner store says, okay. He said, give me the money you have. He says, "It's not much in here." He says, okay. The anger left his body as soon as he got to that. He said, "Oh, how much is in there?" He said, $27. Not mostly change. Mostly change. The wind took out of his sails immediately. Just the wind left him. He said, "Oh, well, okay. What do I said, "Do you need help?" He said, "No, I got this." I said, "You sure?" I'm sad for him because I want to help him out. I feel like he looks nervous. Maybe this is his first time. A version of robberies, that's bad. I don't want him to be that. I want to make him have a good time. The Arabic man says, I think it's his first time too. I said, "Okay, do you have the safety off?" He said, "Yeah, the safety's off." Okay, cool. Just making sure the safety off. Solid. So we were just looking at him too. We all froze because he's the only one with a weapon in the hand. The Middle Eastern man said, "You can take from the store. I don't run the store. You can take whatever you want to." He said, "Okay, I'll take the chips." I said, "Okay. Anything else you want to take?" And he's just stunned. He's stunned silence. He's looking around, just sniffing stuff like a psychopath. I don't know what to do. I said, "Here, give me the gun." He said, "What?" I said, "Give me that. I got you." What you want to do is you want to hold it, and you don't want to put it down because you put it down, it gives a chance for somebody to grab it. You don't want to put the gun down. And I'm teaching him how to use the weapon. I'm teaching him how to use I'm teaching him how to do things. I said, you got to keep the aggression. Don't let us instruct you. You're supposed to come with aggression and ruthlessness. You're supposed to have passion in your voice. Where's the passion at, man? And I pushed his chest. I said, "Where the passion at?" He said, I don't know." I said, "You don't know?" I said, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "I was hungry." He said, "I can get you a sandwich." The Middle Eastern dude said, "I can get you a sandwich." He said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." "You homeless?" He said, "No, I was just hungry." He said, "Okay, I can." And he goes to the back and he grabs an old McDonald's hamburger that he just had for some reason. He just had it and gave it to him. He said, "There you go." He said, "Oh, well, you good?" "Yeah, you guys don't have a safe?" "No, there's no, I doubt there's no safes in corner stores. And he said if you want to rob someplace, it would be better to go perhaps to a Walmart or someplace that actually is bigger, or maybe a heist of some sort, maybe a casino even. Not sure. This seems like a bit much. And he just looks disjointed. He starts crying, breaking down. He says, I don't know what to do. It's just my life is bad. He starts telling me his issues. His daughter doesn't respect him. His son is gay. Just everything. He's like, man, my life is horrible. And I said, is your son single? He said, yeah. And I said, we should hang out because I'm looking around. I'm always on the lookout. Can't really lose my opportunity there. Don't want to lose that. And he's just depressed. He's telling me all this sad information. Middle Eastern dude saying, don't worry. We're going to help you out. Little did I, now you would think that the Middle Eastern dude would call the cops or maybe even do something in that variety. That's what you would think. You would assume that in some variety. Nope. Didn't call the cops. Didn't do anything like that. Didn't do any of that. He just wanted to talk to the guy. We had a genuine conversation with him. We just helped out, chilling, having a good time. And people are coming into the store. One dude comes in. He said, oh, my God, a gun. And he rocks out. He's like, oh, you're losing customers, man. Come on. He said, well, I was going to rob the store. He said, yeah, but just put the gun away. Come on, let's just talk. Brings him to the back counter and just starts having a conversation with him. And I'm there just minding my black business, just not doing anything crazy. And he says, the Middle Eastern dude says, don't worry, I got this. I'll make sure the guy gets straightened out. And I said, don't worry, just chilling out. So I leave. And lo and behold, as if God instructed me to do this, there's a cop right outside. And I say, somebody's robbing the store. And the cop says, really? Didn't even question if I was telling the truth or not. He runs in. Boop, 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 boop. Guess what? Tackles the guy. I go back in. He tackles him. Boom. Tackles him. Breaks his jaw. Teeth fall out. Doing what cops usually do and overreact. Crazy work. He says, which one of you guys was robbing the store? Didn't even ask who was doing it. Cop didn't know what was going on. Just incompetence all around. Just deeply incompetent. Don't know why that happened. He just wanted some action. Cops are bored most of the day. I'm not going to lie to you. Cops are deeply bored. Could have asked so many questions. Could have asked anything and not done that. Could have done anything else. Decided not to do it. So after all that, I decide to walk back in there. And I did get a discount on the chips, but I didn't buy the chips because I forgot to grab them. So I grabbed some chips and just walk out. Just grab the chips and walk out. In hindsight, should I have paid for it? Should I have paid for the chips? Yes. But also in hindsight, the Middle Eastern man should have called somebody. That would have been great. There are many things that could have went different in this entire situation, but we are ignorant. We live in the hood. We don't know things. I don't know how to do my taxes. I don't know what an I-9 is. We don't know things. That man was getting paid under the table. He came to America. I think he doesn't pay taxes for 7 years. He doesn't know anything about this. We don't know anything. So yeah, it's free. That was the entirety of the situation. It was nonsense. It was psychotic. That man went to jail. He went to jail, had to do community service. I don't think anything really bad happened to him, realistically. I don't think anything bad happened to him. Maybe he dropped the soap 13 times. Maybe he figured out what his gay son went through. I have no idea what really happened to him. But I do know that this is a regular event in Detroit, Michigan. These are just regular events. These are just regular aspects that happen naturally. I did see him later, and he said, I really changed his life. I'm happy. He said, I'm happy you talked to me and actually set me straight. And I said, is your son still gay? And he said, yeah. And I said, I can set your son straight or turn him more gay if you want me to hang out with your son. Now, his son was my age. Just to grasp that real fast. Son was my age, older man, very older man. And I said, cool. Run it up. Let us see it. Good times. Good times, though. Very good times. Very good times. I miss my life. I miss how it used to be. So, yeah. What is my YouTube? Ceros TV. It's all, everything is the same name. Why would I have different names for things? Me or Darkblade? Who should make a book? Me? Nah, I don't know about that. That seems like a lot of work. Hold on. You have a good night, Mariah. Writing is boring as crazy. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Life lessons. I'm not sure if I have any life lessons realistically. That's the worst part. I'm not sure if anything I say is a life lesson. More so, just I don't know. I don't like writing. I don't like writing. That's the worst part. I hate writing. I'm a horrible writer. It's my least favorite thing. It's 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 not a fun task for me. You know what? I think I understand it. I get it. I understand furries. I know how they operate. I understand them. I know what it's like to want to be something else, to want to be your feral self inside of your body, to be primal, to have a desire to be something different, to want to be in a cage. I grasp it. I know what it's like. Maybe you want to be a turtle. Maybe you're a scaly. Maybe you decide to yourself in your soul that I am actually part giraffe. I grasp it. I know what it's like to be a different being inside of your soul. I know what it's like to want to exist outside of your corporeal dimension because you think you're more than what you are. I understand it. I know what it's like to want to feel as if you have anonymity while being in public. I grasp it. Because furries, a lot of furries don't want to just be an animal. Sometimes it's a fun little hobby, right? It's a fun little hobby. It's just them wanting to be an anthropomorphic thing. Maybe they saw Bugs Bunny once and decided I would like to be that thing. Maybe they saw Goofy growing up and said that's pretty cool. Because you'll see something that's so divulged from the norm. You'll see something, you'll say, man, cats have it easy. I want to be a cat. Cats are super cool. I want to be Garfield. And everybody loves Garfield. Everybody loves Garfield. They know what it is to be Garfield. A lot of people like lasagna, but they don't know what it means to really like lasagna. And I'm really grasping that now because in my youth, I was but a boy. I was a boy, not understanding why somebody would want to go around dressed in all these thick thighs, all this nonsense, wearing the big eyes, blinking and all that nonsense, wearing that foam, EV foam nonsense going around. But I'm beginning to grasp that this existence is difficult. It's hard to live. It's hard to be a person. It's hard to be a real person in this lifetime. It's hard to exist within this confines. And I know it's hard to I know it's hard to be here. I know it's hard to be present. I know it's hard to be present because you don't think your life is a gift, so you don't know how it feels to be a present, but I grasp it now. I'm picking up what they're putting down, and I know what it means to want to eat dog food. I got curious one day and tried some bacon strips. Not that bad. Not that bad. Not that bad. Right? Right? Not horrible. I had some dog food before. Pretty good. I've eaten out of a dog bowl before. It was pudding. It's pretty cool. Made me feel vicious. Sometimes I'll get little dry pieces of cereal and put my tongue out and eat it like a horse, and it makes me feel very nice. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So one time I slept in a doggy bed. I slept in a doggy bed and thought to myself, that's not that bad. It was a huge, large dog bed. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It's better than sleeping on the floor. Dog bed felt good. So I'm just saying, if you are a furry and you feel like you don't have any acceptance in your life and people think you're weird because they think a lot of furries are just nonsense. They think, oh man, this is weird. But no, it's a different persona of yourself. It's something inside of your soul. It's the feral instinct inside of you. Is what you want to see. That's in the actual aspect of it. Yes, an actual dog bed. It's different. Some people want to be turtles, and I understand that because the tortoise beats the hare, right? And rabbits, what are rabbits known for? Intercourse. So boom, you want the turtle beat the hare. That means you beat the rabbit. That means you better at that aspect. You faster than the rabbit. You faster than Wally West. You beat the Flash. That means you can become Superman. The turtle turns into Superman. Bada bing, bada boom. You wise because you a turtle, and turtles can surf. Tortoises are on land. Turtles are in water. You can be a sea turtle. Then you're in Finding Nemo. Boom. That's what we like to see. I'm proud of you for being the true aspect of yourself because it's hard to accept who you are. I know it is because everybody's taking you down. Everybody's trying to destroy you, mentally break you as a person. And that's real. I grasp it. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be destroyed and defeated by society and all these things and everybody telling you you're not who you're supposed to be. I know how it's like to be destroyed and defeated by the confines of the real stresses of life, like laundry and bills and societal norms. When realistically, you want to go to an anime convention. You want to get in your first suit that costs $5,000. You want to see somebody else in the first suit. And you want to talk about the innermost, dark, deepest secrets of who you are. You want to make them understand that you howl at the moon sometimes because you get a visceral feeling at night. You make you understand that you do sleep in a cage sometimes. You have dog toys and you chill out. I grasp it. I know what it's like. And that's okay. It's just playing around sometimes. Sometimes it may start off as a goof, as a bit, as a joke. As a joke. Some people might start off as a joke. But guess what? Some people take it seriously. Some people want that to be who they are. And some people can't be introspective enough to understand that it's not all they are. It's just a small piece of it. It's a small piece of the entire puzzle. A small piece of the whole thing. And that's okay to have a small piece of it. A little smidgen. A little curmudgeon of what it is to be the real person you want to be inside of your soul. Some people will spend their entire lives with a wife when they realistically want to be with a man. Some people will spend their entire lives with children when they never wanted to have any. Some people will be big and bulky, 6'3", 240 pounds, and they'll end up joining football when in reality they just wanted to be a baker. And that's important. It's trying new things. It's being a bigger variety of what it is. It's to see what it's like on the other side. And sometimes the grass isn't greener, but you can pee in the grass and make it green because you drink soda and Monster and your pee is green, and that's okay. You just gotta live your best life in whatever way you possibly can. So yes, guess what? I do understand what it's like to be one of the fur boys. I know what it's like to be one of the fur boys. I grasp it. I pick up what you're putting down. I finally grasp it. And I've seen it so often. I see a lot of VTubers and Anti-tubers. I see a lot of PG and PNG tubers, and they have these fursonas, and they'll be these anthropomorphic dogs or foxes and things of that variety. Sometimes you're a soft furry where you just wear tails and just wear little ears over your body, and you think that's just fine too. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And that is okay. But I want to tell you something. If you ever feel like you can't be accepted for who you are, if you ever feel like there's some part of you that wants to deny the inner aspect of who you want to be, if you ever feel like your body is being destroyed and your mind is being broken because everybody says you're a weird or a creep or freaky, when in reality you're just doing this for fun and you really enjoy it and it makes you feel like an actual person, that you have a friend in me. You have a friend in me. You have a friend in what I am, and I will be here for you even when things get hard and when things get difficult and things get tough. I will be here for you because I too have things that I can't truly accept because other people have destroyed me about it. I have things about that, and I've gotten past it. When I was growing up, I wanted to paint my nails, and everybody said I was weird for painting my nails, but now I paint my nails a lot. When I was growing up, I wanted to dye my hair. First time I dyed my hair was 6 years ago. Finally was able to dye my hair. Very happy about that. When I was growing up, everybody told me that I couldn't do this, couldn't do that. When I was told when I was younger that I could be anything I wanted to be, well, I want to be amazing. And they didn't let me be amazing. They didn't let me be here. They didn't let me exist in this time frame, in this time period. Well, now I have the ability to exist and be here. I have the power and the freedom to do whatever I want to, anytime I want to. And I'm going to use that in this capacity. If you're a furry and you feel like you can't exist, you have a friend in me. And I'm proud of you for existing. Thank you for being here. What's up? What are your thoughts on long distance relationships? It's a stupid idea. What's your thoughts on piracy? I don't care about that much. I'm just a guy. Thank you very much, Janice. I think this story time was fire. Thank you. I don't think you should be in a long distance relationship ever, realistically. I think you could just date locally. Don't know why you wouldn't date locally. Seems easier. What? Long distance is stupid. It is. It's a dumb idea. Just date somebody locally. That's just. Why can't you date somebody who you can actually see? That's really. Thank you very much, Inspire. I don't know. That's my thought process. So I wouldn't do it. It seems dumb. You know, I'm gonna do a rant now. I'd say why I think long distance is dumb. If you are in a long distance relationship right now, get out of it. Get out of the relationship immediately. Let me explain why. One, you need a level of security in your soul to be in a long distance relationship. It takes a deep level. You could have fun Discord dates. You could talk to them. You could plan picnics over online. You could plan playing games together. You could do that. And it does build trust because it gets you used to not seeing the person. That's a good aspect about being in a long distance relationship. As a matter of fact, another good aspect is actually forcing yourself to learn about the person through conversation and phone calls. You have to find things to talk about because you're forced to learn about them. That's a good thing to do. That's the important part there. So outside of that being a long distance relationship, there's another aspect about long distance relationships that's really good. You can learn each other's fantasies. You can learn each other's loves and interests. You can plan trips. You can organize financially together. There's a lot of aspects about long distance that in theory seem really cool, but that's only in theory. In reality, you're going to crave that physical intimacy. You're going to crave physically being there in front of a person. You're going to crave that nonsense. You're going to crave being around somebody. Just be around somebody is also important. And if you've chosen to get into a long-distance relationship because you have the access to the internet and you can see all these people around the world, you can see people in Asia and Russia and Germany. You can see people in Singapore. You can see all of them. You can also see people locally. You may not have a car, but you can see people locally. At a certain point, you're going to go out to a club or a bar. You're going to find somebody amazing, but you're going to say to yourself, well, I have that girl all the way in Germany, so this is going to suck. It is much easier to be able to type out a whole response and think about what you have to type as opposed to the alternative, which is being on the fly and thinking about it in time in real time. It betters your social skills to actually talk to somebody in person, to actually be right there and talk to them face to face, front to front, blunt to blunt, being able to be there for them. Guess what? It's horrifying to be in a long distance relationship because guess what? You don't know what they're doing. Let's say they lose their internet. How? Well, that sucks. Now you can't talk to them ever. Ever. You can't talk to them. They lose the internet. Let's say you plan a trip. And they ended up ghosting you. Well, what are you going to do about it? Now you're stuck in a country you don't know. Stuck in a country you don't know. That sucks. That sucks so bad, doesn't it? Man, that is horrible. That is horrible. Take it from me. I want to point this out. I'm asexual. Most people don't know that. I'm asexual. And I still crave being physically there with somebody. Just physically around somebody, right? And a lot of people say, oh, guess what? Long distance relationship, things of that variety, super important. This is really important. This is really crazy. If you have to be in an open relationship, in a long distance relationship, are you doing that for the other person or are you doing that for you? Think about that for a second. That sucks. I say, and also, who's going to move to which area? Are you going to move to them or are you going to move over here? It's so much going on. It's too many different factors in it. And long distance can work if you're securing yourself. But I don't trust people. I don't trust the fact that you're not going to cheat on me. That's ridiculous. There's too many options out here. Too much. Because we have access to the internet, back in the day, back in the olden times, it was just the high school girl and cheerleading team, and she was the hottest girl in the entire city. Everybody said, oh, she was a dime piece, she was amazing, and you see celebrities and pray you could get with them, but you really just stick to the hottest girl, and everybody has to deal with that. But then, internet came out, and you get to see every city's hottest girl. And now you think to yourself, whoa, there are millions of people. But then you say, wait a second. Indian people exist. Indian people are beautiful. And then Native American people are beautiful. And there's so many people exist on this planet. So many people on this planet. And it's an issue. And if you don't have money, it's not going to work. If you don't have a job, it's not going to work. And you can't really support the other person financially. They could be like, oh, I wish I was there right now. I bet you do wish you was there right now, don't you? I bet you do wish you was there right now, but you can't. It's so much easier. And a lot of people say, oh, there's nobody in my city. Are you a psychopath? Yes, there are people in your city. Well, I've met everybody ever in my city. No, you haven't. You have not met everybody in Michigan. You have not met everybody in Michigan. You have not met everybody in Pennsylvania. Don't lie. Don't say you've met everybody. Well, nobody's good in this city. I got to find another city. No, you don't. You suck with people skills. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. You suck. It's okay. It's quite all right to just say you suck. And that's fine too. That is okay. It's okay. Right? It's okay to say, hey, I found this girl who is also lonely online, and we decided to be long distance, but we're never going to meet because we don't have the money, and that's okay. And now you're in what, to me, is a fake relationship. It's just, I have a really cool friend, and sometimes we do parallel play online, and we have dates over Discord, and that's cool. That's fine. But let's say you meet somebody in person, right? Let's say you meet somebody in person, and they are perfect for you. Are you actively going to say, man, you know what? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna actually stay faithful to my partner. If you do that, I'm proud of you. I'm never gonna get in a long distance relationship because it's not happening. Tell you that right now. I'm never doing that. The most distance I do is 2 hours, and if we both have a car. I'll do an hour if one of us has a car. That's easy. But 2 hours if we both have a car. That's really how I'm operating, and that's where I'm at. And it's okay. It's okay to be in an open relationship and do all this other stuff. However, I know people. I know how humans operate. A lot of people are deeply insecure. A lot of people are so insecure. They get mad when their friend is hanging out with other people. They get mad when, oh, you didn't message me all day. Sorry. A thunderstorm hit. I couldn't contact you all day. Well, I thought you hated me. It's okay. Let's talk about it. Most people cannot have constructive conversation without turning into an argument. Most people can't. So you're telling me that you, who doesn't like yourself, who can't talk to people, who doesn't have any self-love, is going to be in a long-distance relationship halfway across the world, or you're in Michigan and another person is in California, you're going to do that? That's not happening. You're going to plan a plane trip? You're going to plan a whole plane trip? You're going to do that? That's ridiculous. That's not happening. That's not. Long distance is plane worthy. Long distance is not a 2-hour drive. Long distance is plane trip worthy. Long distance is a state over. That's long. Long distance is when if I'm sad, you can't come over. That's long distance. Long distance is when you say, oh, can you come over today? And you say, well, that's literally impossible. A far distance is an hour because I can drive an hour. I can drive 2 hours. That's what I can do. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's insane. That is psycho. It's so weird to me that people willingly do it too. If you willingly do it, hey, more power to you. By all means. That means you can't get somebody locally. You obviously don't want physical intimacy, and that's okay. That's fine. Some people don't want physical intimacy, and that's cool for you. That's cool for you if you don't want physical intimacy. That's okay. That's not me, though. And I can understand different mindsets. You know, I like pineapple on pizza. I understand different mindsets. But I also know people, and I know people like to lie a lot. So I grasp it. You know what I'm saying? If your locals are mid, find better. You haven't met every single local person. You haven't met every single local person. You can't. You haven't. I'm just saying, long distance is good. Long distance is goofy. It's a goofy thing to do, and we do it nowadays because back in the army days, that's how army people loved each other. I can send a letter to you Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can send a letter. And get nothing out of it. Long distance is it's so goofy. It's very goofy. That's insane. I don't know. You gotta have money. You gotta have money. You gotta have money to do it. So I actually saw these two YouTubers who had you have money. They have money. They got money to do it. They have money to do it. They had money. Broke people can't do it. It's a privileged relationship because you got the ability, you got internet, you got access to it. Guess what? You gotta have money to do it. It's goofy. Anyways, that's how I feel about long distance relationships. So that's how it operates. Roasting you. Are you in a long distance relationship? That sucks for you, man. I'm sorry about that. I didn't know that. That sucks. Anyways. I seen the store stuff work. That's good for them, I guess. I mean, I'm happy it worked for them. It ain't working for me. My girl is faithful. Hey, your decision. I'm not gonna judge your relationship. Can you talk about colorism, please? I got you. Dating apps do have free options. I don't think is what you're talking about. Not at all, no. Not at all, no. I'll talk about colorism. Are we all in a relationship right now? We all long distance? Nah, we all are one collective hive mind. I know what you guys are doing all the time. You can't know your girl's faith if you don't see her in person to person. That's true, Flobbles. That's really true. that's really true. You're gonna discover later down the line she was cheating the whole time. You're like, man, that sucks. All right, colorism. What I will always find hilarious is the hate of light skins versus dark skins. It's as if two smaller groups are fighting against each other for the vying attention of nobody, and it's just two small groups fight. It's weird infighting is what it is. You'll see a darker skinned person say, oh, you light skinned, no, that light skin stuff is soft, you zesty, you weird. And that is an insult to light skins. The light skin people view that as a deep insult because it is. It's meant to demean and make them feel angry. That's the entire idea behind calling a light-skinned person that's how they're supposed to feel. And what sucks about this entire thing, what's the issue about the whole thing, is that light-skinned people just kind of have to take it. Because light-skinned people, this is the worst part, they don't have a side. They don't get a choice. There's no red or blue or light skins. They're half of something and half of something. The white side of their family will be like, well, you're still black. And the black side of their family will say, well, that's really how it operates. That's truly how it operates. And that sucks. That sucks deeply. That's the worst thing to ever happen. Because I don't get the dark skin, because everybody views light skins as the coveted because they're light enough and have enough black features to where they're not actually black. Light skinned people are like K-pop. That's how it is. Light skinned people are like K-pop. That's how it operates. K-pop is black music without black people in it. That's all K-pop is. You got the choreography of black people. That's all it is. And light-skinned people are black people without them fully being black, because light-skinned people don't really have a side in this. They don't have a choice. They're just kind of around. It's really how it operates. That's the whole thing. And what happens is you'll see shows actively choose the lighter skinned actors because nobody wants to see. If you're not on the Zeus network watching Baddies East, you don't want to see black people on the screen. Obviously, that's their entire thought process. They say, I don't want to see these black people do actual fun. That's an issue. That's the biggest issue on the planet. Is it an issue? It's an issue. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see this thing. It's disgusting. I hate it deeply. It's disgusting on it's nasty on a vitriolic scale. It's so messed up. And it's never going to change because a lot of people often say, "Oh, Drake's not a part of the culture." And the reason he's not a part of the culture is because he's light-skinned. Wrong. That's not the reason he's not a part of the culture. He's not a part of the culture because he didn't grow up in the culture. He's from Canada. It's not because he's light-skinned. There are light-skinned people that are a part of the culture. Pitbull isn't black. Pitbull is not black. And Fat Joe is not black, but they're a part of the culture. Sorry, Fat Joe. Fat Joe specifically is not a part of the culture. Well, he's part of the culture, but he's not black is what I'm saying. There's a deep amount of hate for light-skinned people, and I will never get it. I will never grasp it because it feels so forced. Why hate people that are still the same as you? Because a racist person isn't going to see a person's light skin and say, "Wait, stop. He's one of us. It's okay." They're going to see that your one drop of chocolate ruined the whole milk. Like that's what happens. That's the entire corpus of what's going on. That's what's happening. There's no nonsense within that aspect. You're just getting that. That's what you're getting in this lifetime. And it sucks. It sucks because dark-skinned people, they love themselves deeply, but there's so many nonsensical rules within dark-skinned dating culture. There'll be such as, 50-50 rule. You going 50-50 or the man has to take care of everything. How can you do that in this economy? I want a man that makes 6 figures. How are you doing that without college education? I need a man that's that. And it's only in dark-skinned dating culture and black dating culture where that happens. That is it. There's no white Pop the Balloon. There's no Caucasian version of Pop the Balloon. That doesn't exist. It's nonsense. It's a minstrel show for the entire world to witness black people be deranged. That's why I think Sexy Red is this is gonna sound crazy. That's why I think Sexy Red is a government agent of some sort or made in a lab, because there's no way that Sexy Red exists. And it's sad because Sexy Red is such a nice woman. She's such a nice woman, but everything she does is so ratchet that it feels like a caricature of an actual person. That's what it feels like. That's what it is. It's so insane to me, and I don't get it. It's nuts. So nuts. I hate that so much. And I want light skins and dark skins to come as a coalition, but light skins have this hubris because they're light skins. You always hear, "Oh, pretty light skin, pretty this, pretty that." And then when it's a dark skinned woman, they always downplay them, say they're ugly, say they're too mannish with their features, because people hate black women so much and people hate black people so much that it turns into this self-hate loop where, oh my goodness, I need to be lighter skinned. People are doing skin lighteners and doing all this nonsense to make themselves feel better, and it's disgusting. There's deep colorism within the entirety of the world, and it happens over and over and over again, where you have to be racially ambiguous to be a person or light enough to where people actually like you. Because if you're not a dark-skinned, tall, handsome man, you're not worth it. If you're light-skinned, you have to be pretty, and it's not worth it. And not being light-skinned is viewed as a sin upon this earth, and it's messy. It's so messy. It's all these small little minutia racial factors going and destroying each other for the sake of destroying each other. We gain nothing from it. What are we gaining from this? We gain nothing. We're just eating each other. And it's the big people at the top fighting, watching us fight, laughing at us over these small, worthless issues. It is just small, worthless issues. It is insane. It's nuts. It's insane. I remember specifically not getting invited out because I was too dark. I remember that happening in my youth. I remember this happening a lot. I never viewed any way about it. I didn't want to hang out with those people anyway if they weren't going to invite me out because I am dark. I didn't want to hang out with them. But it made me realize that stuff does actually happen. It made me realize this is a real phenomenon in the realistic way and day and age. And I witnessed how the pretty light-skinned girl would naturally get a lot of suitors, a lot of people that wanted her because by virtue of her being light-skinned. Even if she wasn't good-looking, It would just be by the fact that she's light skinned that people want to be around her. And that happens. And that creates resentment. It creates this self-eating snake upon darker skinned women where they hate light skin. And when they say like, oh, you probably only date light skinned women. And they don't mean white women. They mean black girls who are light skinned. You don't date dark skinned women. And that's disgusting. That's disgusting to view it as, well, I love this person, so I'm with them. No, I like them because their skin is this color. That is bringing back a disgusting negative stereotype within race where you only date based on race. If you date only and purely based on race in 2025, why? Date who you love is what you should do. That's what should be happening. If you only want to talk to a light skin because she's light skinned, you are limiting your options so deeply. It's so strange. And I witness it all the time because colorism in the black community is one of the worst things to ever exist. It happens to and fro. It's the light skin phenomenon where, oh, you're light skinned, so I walk like this or do that. Where you're light skinned, you're gay. That's where it is. Because in the black community, if you're viewed as gay, you're viewed as nothing. That's really how it operates. That's what it is in the black community. That's what it is. If you're viewed as zesty or homosexual or a little bit gay in the black community, you suck. That's really where it's at. And it's the biggest insult to call a light skin zesty or you're asking light skin behavior. It's the biggest insult for that to happen. Happens so often. It's disgusting. It's very, very evil. And I hate it. I personally hate it. I wish black people would come together and stop doing this weird colorism battle because it doesn't do anything. Calling people out just for virtue of being light skinned by virtues they can't control. If it's something you can't control, that's messed up. You can't control how you're born and how you're born as. You can't do that. Same with white people too. They can't control they're white. They can't do that. I'm on for both sides because it's goofy. It's real goofy. This is really goofy. Practicing for the Madison I see is crazy. That's nuts. I'm not practicing for anything. Practicing for the Madison. What is the Madison? Square Garden? Hold on now. I'm doing something. Your story's back to back. Yeah. VR chat? I think it's gross. Let's get married. I don't know you. I don't know you. That's ridiculous. I'm also in a relationship. That's two no's back to back. What are we looking at here? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Hold on. One moment. Hey, what's going on? What's cracking? That's a voiceover artist from Michigan. All right, you're a voiceover artist from Michigan. Go on, tell me your lore. If you didn't watch it, never mind. It was a good show. I like the halftime show. I think it was really good. Thank you. My room. I keep forgetting this. This is technically a room. It's a living room. Hot take maybe? No, not really. What I get into today? Hold on. I gotta go somewhere. I'll be live later.